Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our major stories. Federal government reaffirms resolve to end killings in Benue State as Army deploys special forces to tackle herdsmen attack in Benue, Taraba and Nasarawa states. In line with the President's order, the Inspector General of Police arrives in Benue State, promises to investigate allegations of militia camped in Nasarawa State. INEC issues certificates to 21 new political parties, bringing the numbers of registered political parties in Nigeria to 68. And over 200 persons arrested and about 49 police officers injured on a second night of protest in Tunisia. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website. It's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. The trial of a former minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Jumoke Akinjide, for financial crimes has been transferred from the Federal High Court in Ibadan to the Federal High Court in Lagos. It's not exactly clear the reason for the transfer, but Channels Television gathered that the case has been assigned to Justice Muslim Hassan. But the counsel to the EFCC, Rotimi Jacobs, confirmed the transfer of the case to our judiciary correspondent, Shola Shoyele, adding that fresh hearing notices have been issued to the parties and the case will now come up on Tuesday, that's January the 16th. Ms. Akinjide was charged by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission alongside a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Desiani Alice Madueke, who is said to be at large. They were all accused of conspiring to directly take possession of 650 million naira. The defendants have already pleaded not guilty to the charges. As more Cameroonians flee their country in search of refuge in Nigeria, the United Nations High Commission for Refugees and the Benue State government has assured them that there's nothing to worry about. The country representative of the UN body and the executive secretary of the Benue State Emergency Management Agency mentioned this during a visit to the refugees who are camped in a village in Benue State.
The sojourn through this road shows that the commuters, who are representatives of the United Nations High Commission for Refugees and officials of the Benue State government, are up to something important. Their journey takes them to Abanda village in Benue State and finally to this place. From the paintings on this wall, this building looks more like a school than a residential apartment. But incidentally, that's where these people now know as home. They are refugees who have to flee their motherland in Cameroon in the face of the civil unrest there. The looks on these faces tell that they are not happy about something. Both old and young seem to have a lot on their minds.
Right now, if you go to Cameroon, like Apaya side, which they know that is Francophone, Anglophone, everywhere is being surrounded by the military people. They are even seizing food from our hands. When you go to market, they even go to market, begin to capture us. So, presently, as I left Cameroon, I saw 4 souls killed.
Despite its ongoing battle with insecurity, the Benue State government is still able to cater for these people.
We have provided these people with relief materials in form of sleeping materials. We have also provided food. We have provided rice, beans, guinea corn, noodles, and other materials, condiments.
But how many mouths will this pot feed? That's their reason to ask for more.
The Benue State government has put on measures to make sure that we are fine. But there are some certain holes that need to be filled. Like one of the challenges is We don't have a good health condition. Hospital, we have a good hospital here. You may look around, there's no good hospital. We don't have good drinking water. We drink streams.
There are promises from the United Nations High Commission for Refugees.
Intend to mobilize as soon as possible because the crisis is not only in Benue but it's also in Cross River. We would like to probably establish a presence near where the refugees are, that is in Benue and in Cross River. And that is something we intend to do already this month.
Well, the promises may be enough to lull this child to sleep for now. But he'll need more than just words by the time he wakes up.
And let's cross over to our Abuja studios now, where Ibrahim Adra is standing by. Hello, Ibrahim.
Linda, from Benue, we move to the south of Nigeria, where the camp for Libyan returnees of Edo State origin has been hit by protests over alleged poor treatment by officials of the state government. Some of the returnees are accusing the state government of making false promises to them in the bid to lure them back home. But the state government is insisting it is doing its best to provide a new lease of life for the returnees. Meanwhile, the Delta State government, on its part, is promising to cater for the immediate needs of its indigents who have voluntarily returned from Libya.
The saga of the return of Nigerians from Libya continues, with those of Edo State origin here in their hotel camp in Benin City, the Edo State capital. The food may appease their hunger, but not their dissatisfaction with the Edo State government, who they accuse of neglect.
Coming back home now, they will be sharing 1,000. Sharing 1,000, give you a plate of sometimes what is it called, stew and bread. I bet make government. I need our governor here. We need our governor here now. They can rescue us.
Even the hotel they gave me, there is no water, there is no light. The challenge now, they say they are going to give us 1,000 naira for transportation. It's an insult.
But the federal government is blamed instead.
Now, federal government never made a provision for these people. The standard of Edo State government is where upon their arrival, we profile them. After profiling, we lodge them into the hotel, give them food, and all the rest of them. Then thereafter, we give them stipend. We register for to give them stipend and train them within the space of 3 months. And that stipend is going to last for 3 months.
In Delta State, the grim faces of these voluntary returnees tells only part of the story. One has to listen to the details to comprehend what they suffered.
Some of my friends, some were kidnapped, some were killed. So the few ones now that we came back alive, 3 of us. So the other ones are dead already.
I'm seeing only myself standing here. About the rest people, I don't know about them because some were badly injured, some were bombed, some one leg and some one hand, some eyes were blind. But I thank God I came back successfully, complete.
The Delta State government explains that their reintegration into society needs to follow certain steps.
The first is that profile them, check their health status, then get them enrolled, have sessions with them, and then get them enrolled in what areas that they would think that they have their greatest aptitude.
One hopes this reintegration is successfully employed to restore these young people to their pride of place in society.
And in politics, ahead of the 2019 general elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission is warning newly registered political parties to comply with the recent timetable released by the Commission or face sanctions. While issuing certificates of registration to the new political parties, the chairman of the Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, explained that the number of political parties, which currently stands at 68, is good for Nigeria's plural democracy.
The conference room of the Independent National Electoral Commission. The event is the presentation of certificates to newly registered political parties. The chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee applauds the presence of women and youth as leaders of some of the new political parties.
We are happy and we are welcoming the newly registered political parties. But what makes us happier is the presence of women and youth as leaders of most of these registered political parties.
Before issuing the certificates of registration to leaders of the parties, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission stresses the need for total compliance with electoral timetable by the parties.
The key to success is forward planning, and that is why we took the unprecedented step of releasing the timetable and schedule of activities for the 2019 general elections in good time. The Commission appeals to political parties to adhere strictly to the 2019 election timelines.
One after the other, leaders of the parties received their certificate of registration. The youthful chairman of Restoration Party of Nigeria speaks on the significance of their registration, just as the National Publicity Secretary of Grassroots Development Party of Nigeria at a news conference lists the vision of the party.
I am particularly pleased that the young people of Nigerians have decided to wake up, to arise and shine. Yeah. This is the beginning of the reawakening of a sleeping giant called Nigeria.
The grassroots people have been misled. We are here today to say that we are their own hope now. We are not offering them any change, no, because change is nothing but pain.
With the registration of 21 new political parties, which brings the number of political parties in the country to 68, the task of conducting general election with all the parties participating will no doubt be a Herculean task for the electoral umpire.
In Kaduna State, concerned parties in the ongoing war of words between the state government and striking primary school teachers are not ready to sheath their swords. The teachers are insisting on a showdown tomorrow to drive home their demand for the recall of their sacked colleagues, but the state government is threatening to stop them and avoid a breakdown of law and order. It's the eve of the planned protest, and here is what all the parties involved are saying.
Classrooms are locked, schools deserted. Pupils who should be in their classrooms have taken to the football field. A clear sign that all is not well. Parents are left with no option than to either go home with their children or enroll them in private schools. The teachers have refused to go back to work until Governor Nasir El-Rufai recalls their colleagues, 21,000 of them who were sacked for failing the competency test.
These are teachers that are down to earth. These are professional teachers. These are teachers with master's degrees, very sound teachers. Today you are telling me that they are not. Don't worry about those people that do teach. It's fearful. Government should listen to us so that they will not draw us 20 years back.
But their threats have met a stiff opposition from the police, who are already warning against unlawful assembly, lawlessness, incitement, and acts capable of breaching the peace across the state.
Those who might be contemplating coming to Kaduna State to foment trouble are strictly advised to stay away from the state, as the command is prepared to deal decisively with any such persons or group of people.
The warning may have fallen on deaf ears, as the national body of the labor union is throwing its weight behind the state chapter and is ready for a showdown on Thursday.
To our constatation, Governor Nasir El-Rufai did not only jettison the conciliation process, which was bogged down by his unreasonable tirades, but brazenly refused to obey order of the court that all processes in sacking the teachers should be put on hold until the determination of the case.
But the state government is also adamant, insisting that no amount of sentiment or blackmail by the union will make the state toil with the future of 2 million school children in the hands of unqualified teachers.
The government has proposed a package to help ease the post-service transition of disengaged public servants. But nobody should foster the delusion that this government will be browbeaten into surrendering the interests of the majority for a vocal and selfish minority.
With the threats, accusations, and even counter-accusations from all corners, it's now obvious that the future of these primary school pupils is at risk, since the warring factions are not ready to sheathe their swords anytime soon.
Well, that's it from here, Abuja. But when the news at 10 returns, West African crude oil shipments to Asia set to surge to a record in January on strong demand from China. That's after the break. Do join us again.